I wasn't worried about it. You know, they can hear us talk over this, right?
I just realized that this video clip has, "Hi everyone,
Hey,
we got
everyone.
21 seconds now. It's 2019." We can write a
That's
little jingle. 17,
yeah, you
16.
could write a jingle, or no one's watching anyway because it's the countdown. But if they were watching, they would hear this nonsense.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm
5,
good, bud.
4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live, sort
Wait,
of, because you
kind of.
didn't take the
Wait,
banner down. Yeah, take the banner down.
I did. It's
Ah, there it is. We've been live for a minute, jabbering over the banner. It's amazing.
it's only
Welcome,
been a year and
Jillian
a couple
Sidoti.
months. What's that?
Welcome, Jillian Sidoti.
Welcome,
Thanks for
Jeffrey Wolf.
joining me on my channel. You're supposed
You're
to,
welcome.
yeah, you should thank me for being on your channel because we're on
Thank you
both
for
of our
being on my
channels.
channel.
Yeah,
That's
you're
very sweet of
welcome.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Saturday,
Hey,
so
why are we live on YouTube?
I just figured, why not?
Just why
YOLO.
not? Like, we'll be
Oh,
live on
Leela.
YouTube too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leela. No
Leela,
way.
last life ever. So listen, guys, today we decided we're going to do a Saturday segment, and today's Saturday segment is all about Father's Day and a call to action to all of you lovely
I
people
mean,
out there.
really, it's not even really a Saturday segment because Father's Day is on Sunday.
Yeah, but I made this cute little thing. Watch.
You
See?
made that like a really long time ago. You act like you just made that right now just for this. We've been using that for Saturday segments for a year now.
Listen, can you just pretend it's new and I
Oh,
worked real hard on it?
that was amazing. Thank you so much for making that. I'm so glad to share that on my Facebook page.
So today is the day before Father's Day, and no bad days. Father's Day is not going to be a bad day. What are you going to do for Father's Day, Jeff? Do you have any plans?
I'm not a father.
I know that, but
I'm
you
also
have
not
to.
your father.
Correct. That would be weird.
It would because you're older than me. You really opened that one up this time. No, so I took my dad to the movies yesterday, actually.
Oh, you did?
Or Thursday, and then we went out to lunch yesterday. Yeah, he lives in Florida most of the time, but he's in Chattanooga right now. So I might hang out with him because he's here, and it seems like the right thing to do. But we don't actually have any plans right at the moment.
What movie did you go see?
It has a weird name, like The Bodyguard's Wife or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's The Bodyguard's Hitman's Wife or something like that.
Okay,
Or the
let me ask you
Hitman's
this.
no,
Is it any
it's
good?
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is what it's called.
Was it any good?
Oh, actually, so this is a weird thing. It had really bad reviews, like Rotten Tomatoes. It was like in the 20s. So I was expecting nothing. I thought it would be terrible, right? We went and saw it in IMAX, so it's expensive too. And of course, there's no one there because it's a Thursday night and people don't go to the movies because there's this pandemic thing that's hopefully wrapping up. But it was actually awesome. I had no expectations of it and knew nothing about it other than it had a bad review.
Yeah.
But it turns out it had really good cast. So it was Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson, Selma Hayek, Morgan Freeman, Antonio Banderas, all in the same movie. And it was very action-packed and entertaining. So there was that.
Well, maybe I'll have to go check that out. That is a lot of big, huge movie stars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm probably overselling it because most people didn't like it. But I also really like movies, like a lot. So I almost always like movies. But my dad thought, see, we do this thing. This is what my dad and I do. We go like this. Right? Thumbs up, thumbs down. So we rate every movie. Always.
And what did you...
And we rate the preview. So like a preview will play, and then we'll be like, nah, it's going to be right here. And then if we see the movie later, we're like, oh, look, we were right or we were wrong, whatever. Right? It's just a thing we do. He gave it this. So what my dad said it was here. I said it was here.
Okay.
So I give him a one thumb up, and
he gave it two neutral.
He gave it a sideways thumbs. We call that an even one. So even is okay. Like our rule is if it's even or better, it's worth watching. If it's one thumb down, you can watch it if you're in a pinch. If it's two thumbs down, you're better off doing something else.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you that I really believe you cannot trust Rotten Tomatoes because I will tell you right now, my friend Jason Dugas, who's a Last Lifer, recommended this movie called Mandy that is a Nicolas Cage.
Oh God, it's terrible. It's a terrible movie. It's so
It is a
bad. It's
horrible
like
movie.
unwatchably bad. Yeah, no. So that's a Legion M
But
movie, right?
Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes says it's a 90%
You know
like
why?
track.
It's a Legion M movie. It was produced by Legion M. So they
They vote
you
they
know,
vote up for their own
crowdfunding,
movies.
and yeah, so there's like, you know, thousands of people that have like a vested interest in making it seem better than it is. I like Legion M. And I think that some weird people like that movie, but I couldn't watch it. I thought it was really, I mean, I watched it because I rented it because I'm a Legion M guy, so I thought I should go do it. And some of their stuff is great. They have this other movie, Colossal, that they were involved in. Did you see this one? Colossal was amazing. I could watch Colossal 10 times. I saw it in the theater twice. It was like an indie film where like it's really hard to explain, but there was this like giant like Godzilla like creature that was destroying like Tokyo. And it turned out that this one girl, if she went to the playground, whenever she was at the playground, whatever movement she would make, the Colossal would be doing in Tokyo at the same time. So like it was like she was destroying Tokyo, but and you know, this just monsters like wandering around, running into buildings, crushing stuff, and it seems completely random because it's actually completely random. Like she'd be on a merry-go-round and they'd be running around in circles. You know, it was just weird, but it was really cool at the same time. Colossal.
Oh, that's funny.
It was
All right,
fun.
so I'll have to check out Colossal. That might be a good movie from like, can a 6-year-old watch that movie?
It's like PG-13. It's not bad. So maybe like I mean, Nick's pretty mature, right? So like, it's not like it's scary or anything. It was. He might not get all the nuance to it because there's like romance and whatever, but I don't think. I mean, I think he could watch it. He'd probably.
You know what movie we saw the other night that's PG-13 and was amazing.
Cruella?
Yes.
I just guessed.
So good. Did I must have told you.
You told me you watched it. I'm planning on watching it actually.
I honestly, at this moment in time, one of my top 5 films.
Wow.
So good.
Oh, this is an interesting. So all right. So my dad and I, that's sort of a thing. Like, so, you know, talking about Father's Day and circling back on that, like my dad and I, like we've been going to movies together since even when we weren't friends. You know, like I went to midnight movies with him when I was in like, you know, middle school. Like we used to do these midnight movies on Saturday nights and stuff. They were like $4 or something. So we've been doing this forever. And then one year my dad won a movie pass, like in a random drawing, and it gave him unlimited free movie tickets at the movie theater. Like you could just walk in and flash his pass and they would give it was only the one theater, right? But like he could go to any movie he wanted anytime. There was no limitations on it. You know, it was like some kind of drawing thing. And then we started going to the movies all the time because it was like, wow, you know, we can just go to the movies whenever we want. And you know, because I was a kid, and so I was like the cheap kid rate or whatever, and we just go to the movies. So it's sort of like our one thing that we've always done. And I forget where I was going with that, but anyway, it's a Father's Day thing, so it's totally cool. So we go to the movies all the time, and he actually like gets kind of mad at me if I go to a movie without him.
Oh,
like, he's like, why did you go to that movie? I wanted to see that movie because I think he only goes to the movies with me.
Oh, so he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want me to go to a movie that he wants to see without him. Once in a while, he'll go with his wife, but if he doesn't see it with me, I would say like 90% of the time, like he will not see the movie.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure for me though. So now I just don't tell him if I go to movies that he wants to see, like, and I'll just go to it again. It doesn't matter because like I have the AMC movie, like it's the A-list. It's you get 3 movies a week. And right, especially during the pandemic, there's not even really 3 good movies that come out a week. So I can see the same movie 2 or 3 times. So Cruella, though, I'm waiting to see with my wife because she would like to see it. And she, you know, we were in Puerto Rico and then she got back and had to work, you know, so she hasn't had a lot of time off. But maybe tonight we'll go see it because she's working right now, which means she'll be out early, so we can go to the movies.
No, you totally should. So good, such a well-written movie. So I highly recommend it. And you know, really, Jeff and I just wanted to come on and wish all the dads happy Father's Day and hear what your plans were for Father's Day. Father's Day to me is way harder than Mother's Day, right? Your Mother's Day, you buy some flowers and you take her out to brunch and you call it a day. And
yeah, well, the problem with Mother's Day to me right, is that everyone has the same strategy. So like you can't get anywhere near a restaurant.
No, my poor husband. I feel so terrible because every year he's like, I'm going to take you to brunch. And I'm like, no, you're not.
No, no. What you should say to him is Mother's Day's on Wednesday this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this year, Mother's Day's on Wednesday. Let's go to brunch on Wednesday, right?
I ruined everything for him because he's like, we're going to go to brunch on Mother's Day this year. And I go, please, no.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go anywhere near. I don't even want to go near the places where restaurants are on Mother's Day.
No.
It's like Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are the days I don't want to be anywhere near like a
No.
mall or a restaurant or like anything like that because it's insane. So I would say, you know, going full circle, people should just take their dads to the movies on Father's Day.
Right.
I mean, assuming their dads like movies. Like my father-in-law would hate that because he hates movies. You'd have to go like fishing with him or something. But
that's actually not a bad idea. I might even float that idea by my husband. Hey, how do you feel about going to the movies today?
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, like, in a way, it is kind of, you know, I think like men, like what they should do for Mother's Day, like, and this is just my own feeling, is they should like do the stuff that their wives normally do, like go cook a meal for them, because like that would be surprising, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that kind of thing. Like you know what? Today I went to the grocery store and bought a bunch of stuff, and I'm cooking this meal. Like that would be, I think that's what people should do on Mother's Day, because you don't want to be at a restaurant. But Father's Day is weird because in most family dynamics, the wife is the one that's doing most of the cooking. And so it would be weird if you were like, oh, today I'm going to cook a meal. You know what I mean? Because like that's
no, actually, Derek prefers I don't cook on Father's Day because he is fearful that he'll have to clean the kitchen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, you know, you don't want to do that.
No, it's definitely we go out or I get takeout because that's what he wants. And so that's probably what we'll do tomorrow. But I like this. I'm liking this movie idea. I was thinking about going to the lake, but I also don't know how hot it's going to be tomorrow. So I'm kind of digging this movie idea.
Does anyone have any ideas of what Jillian should do for Father's Day?
Yeah, well, let me know.
We'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments.
Miguel is heading to a restaurant with his family,
which is cool. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I love that Miguel's watching our stuff, actually. He's a really good guy, so.
Aw. Yeah.
And Brandy's trying to forget about it.
Like, I'm sorry, Brandy.
Yeah, that's sad. Good. Yeah, it's really sad. Janet said Happy Father's Day, too, so there's that. So
yeah, thanks, Janet.
Yeah, no doubt. Janet's cool, too. So Janet is like, she used to finance my semi-trucks. That's how I know her.
Oh, so that's how you know Janet. Yeah. And so Facebook user tells us to go to movies or a date at the park, which I think are both good suggestions. The day, like again, we're in Southern California and it's 10:30 right now, and it's already getting. I can feel it's already getting hot. So I don't know how hot it is going to be tomorrow. But also we got the pool.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'll come to your house for Father's Day.
You could.
I'm probably not gonna. It's a long drive. Day. Yeah. Well, and you know, my mom's coming next week, so like I would only be able to stay for like one day. And you know, as much as I love you, Jillian, and as much as I miss you, it hasn't been that long since we've been in the same place, so I'll probably survive for another week without you. Probably.
I think you're gonna be all right.
I think so too. I wonder who is this Facebook user? Identify yourself.
I know who that is. That is Karen.
Ah, Karen, very good. Hi, Karen.
Yes. So she has her kids making some cookies for her husband right now, and also, which is also a great idea because Karen's probably going to clean up the mess. In my house, Derek would be like, "Please don't let the kids make anything because I don't want to clean it up."
That makes sense to me.
Oh, it's Angel. I'm sorry. Oh,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. We should have gotten that. Hi, Angel. Even better.
We have two last lifers in our group that are Jason, and I just assume it was Jason Miller. So thanks, Angel. Sorry, thank you. So I
should have known actually because of the Julianne. Actually,
yeah,
we weren't paying attention.
That's her daughter's name.
Yeah, that's really dumb. I didn't think of Jason Miller. I thought you must have been talking about someone completely different. So I just went, "Hi, Karen." Because I was like, because I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't them. They're not. I mean, it's always possible, but I knew it wasn't.
We should probably just next time look it up.
Yeah, that would have made sense
instead of guessing.
Yeah, I mean,
Angel,
but then
it's so good that Angel's watching. I haven't talked to her in like over a month. I gotta reach out to Angel
I
and
haven't
say
talked to
hello.
her in a long time either. We should probably do a happy hour again sometime, actually.
We
'Cause,
really should, because
yeah.
those were super fun, and we pretty much solved all the world's problems during those happy hours,
Well,
right?
and caused a bunch more, actually. I think one time you and I broke up, and we weren't going to talk ever again. Um, apparently, we got
Probably.
over it, but
Um,
whatever.
yeah. So we should definitely do another happy hour again. Summer's coming. It seems like the world's opening up. So
Angel
there's more
agrees, by the
adventures to
way.
go on.
See,
Jeff and I are going to do a episode this week on our trip to Puerto Rico.
I'm excited
And
about that.
it was really one of the most fabulous trips I've ever taken. I looked at a lot of real estate because that's what I
Mm.
do on every trip.
Also, you had your best day ever.
Yes, I did have my best day ever.
I
I
mean,
did.
I'm so proud to be part of your best day ever.
Yeah. So, like, listen, guys,
It was like my 27th best day, but still a pretty good day.
no, but listen, here's the thing, and I get that because it was different circumstances for us, right? Like, I had
Right,
my
like you had
entire,
your husband and family, and I had
and
my
you
wife
didn't.
in Tennessee.
You had your two business partners there, who are also your very good
Three
friends.
business partners.
That's true. So
You
you
were
had your
there
three
also.
business
Yeah,
partners there, and
right.
so
All of my business partners. It was a
yeah.
business meeting for me, and for you, it was just a lot of fun.
But here's the thing, but that day made me realize that we as a society have to really reevaluate what our best days look like, and what no, not that day.
That's not
the day that strings
that,
Jeep.
like so when I said that the day that Jillian's referring to is the boat day, when I said that day was my 27th favorite day, what I neglected to mention is the day that Jeep was stopped was my 26th favorite day. Slightly better day.
I'm really nervous about what you define a good day as. But the thing is, I want to stop defining, like, we're always told like that our wedding is supposed to be exactly, there's no bad days.
Yeah, that's how I define good days right there. There are no bad days.
Right. But there's memories that we want to look back upon, and the thing is, like, I know we're often supposed to say like the day our children are born, or the day we get married, or the day we graduate from school or something is supposed to be the best day of our life. And I think we got to stop setting those expectations for those events, because usually, quite frankly, those events suck.
Well,
Let's be honest.
So those might be the most meaningful days, right? Like when your kids are born, that's super impactful in your life, right? When you get married, that makes a big difference for the rest of your life, no doubt.
Right.
And even if your marriage fails, it makes a big difference for the rest of your life. These are big, important days, but big, important days don't necessarily have to be the most fun and enjoyable day because they're stressful. Like it wasn't for me, like my wedding wasn't very stressful most of the time, but like, it was a little stressful, and it wasn't, I mean, I'm happy I got married, but I'm also like recognizing that, quite honestly, like, other things were probably better days. Like there were days like when Becky and I went, to Paris the first time, and I was super happy to like just see her see the Eiffel Tower. I know that seems weird, but like that was really awesome for me. Like that was, and that was a long, I mean, it wasn't like a long time after we got married, but it was a couple of years after we got married. And like, in a lot of ways, that was a more impactful like thing for me. Like, it's just super cool. Like,
no, I think that
she always wanted to go to Paris, and then we got to go to Paris, right? I mean, like,
I think that's awesome. And I think those are the things that are, like the most meaningful and the best memories and stuff like that. And I
call them, sorry, I interrupted, but I was going to say, I call them cartoon moments, actually.
Oh, I know you've explained this before, and I want to let you explain that. But the thing for me is that I really think that if we stop setting these like unreasonable expectations for anything, then we have an opportunity to have like an amazing moment that we weren't expecting. And so for me, like, I just wish I realized this maybe 20 years ago as opposed to now, because I think it would have taken the pressure off a lot of stuff. So for anybody this is resonating with, please let me know, because I do think it's important. I think it's important to reframe your expectations of, these big, organized, momentous occasions, including giving birth to a child, which is in a lot of ways can be organized, and scary and terrifying and painful and awful. Like, the day my first son was born was a horrible day for both of us. No offense, Tyler.
It didn't
But it
bother
was.
me when your first son was born, for what it's worth.
I'm sure it didn't.
It
but
didn't
it
even.
was,
I didn't know it happened until way later.
yeah, no, but
And
there
by
were
way later, I mean like till he was like 12, because I
Right.
haven't known you
sure.
that long.
For
But
sure. But there were complications for him and there were complications for me. And so I don't know why we would ever say that the day my first son was born would be the best days of our lives.
right,
Because
that's
they're
like saying the day that Nick broke his leg was the best day of your life. It's not. That was a tough day for you. You had a lot of stuff you had to deal with, right? So anyway, I'll just explain my cartoon moment thing a second, and then I'm gonna tell you something that I think about, and then we're gonna wrap up. How's that sound?
Sounds awesome.
All right, so I'm going to do that in reverse order, though, except for the wrapping up part, because if I wrapped up first, it would be weird. So the second thing that I said I was going to do is tell you something that I think about relevant to what you were just saying, and that is sometimes those days that you're talking about, the momentous days where like big changes in your life happen and you go through hardship, are really some of your best days, but they're not your most fun days. And I think that's kind of the distinction, right? Like when I got leukemia, in retrospect, is probably like one of the most important days of my life. Changed the entire trajectory of my life. It created Last Life Ever. Like literally this wouldn't exist if not for that. And all of that stuff is like really important, but that doesn't mean that like I'm like, wow, I'm like really happy I just found out I have leukemia, right? Like I didn't let it ruin my day, because I don't believe in that. But at the same time, I can say objectively that wasn't my favorite part of that day, right? Like at the time it felt pretty miserable. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. Like when you give birth, it feels pretty miserable, I imagine. Right. But that doesn't mean it's not important to your life. And people need to recognize that distinction. Even Kilimanjaro is a perfect example of that. That was a horrible day. It was so hard. My lips were like literally melting off of my face, and I lost a couple of toenails that never grew back right. And like, I was so pained. I had sunburn everywhere, and I felt horrible, and I couldn't breathe. I don't regret doing it though. Just like you don't regret having your kid, right? Like, I'm not equating the two, but sometimes you go through pain to like get this experience that changes the way you perceive things or changes your life. And like, that's okay. And, that's something that Jamil, my coach, says is, go make today meaningful. And I think that's what you're talking about. Like, you have to take the pressure off these big days and frankly recognize that every single day can be meaningful and every single day can be important to you. And that's where the cartoon moment thing comes in. So like the first time I ever thought about that was the first time I went to Europe, and I got off of the metro or the tube in London. And if you get off at the Big Ben stop, or the Parliament stop rather, in London, I don't remember what it's called right now because it's been like 20 years, more than 20 years since I've been there. But if you get off there and you walk out of the tunnel, the very first thing you see is Big Ben, the clock, And I was like, there was this cartoon that I used to watch when I was like a kid called Banana Man, and or something weird like that. And then this guy like would eat a banana and he'd turn into a superhero and he'd fly past Big Ben.
Yeah.
Like it was really weird, right? I don't know why.
Yeah, it does sound weird, but keep going.
Well, I was a kid, whatever. So, it's not any weirder than like SpongeBob or something. It's just not, it's not popular anymore. Anyway, it probably was never popular. But anyway, so like when I saw that, I was like, holy crap, I've seen this in a cartoon, right? And it formed this like permanent memory in my brain of like the first time I saw Big Ben because I saw it in a cartoon. And I think sometimes we have to try to create those moments in our life, because at the end of the day, the string thing that Angel was talking about, when the string stopped,
it was funny. That was funny.
It was funny. It sucked at the time a little bit, but it was also really fun. Like you had a machete and you were chopping a string off the bottom of a Jeep. Like that's
not a very well sharpened machete.
Oh no, a very dull machete. And even like Derek saying like, I'm gonna go get a machete and then coming back with a machete, like that's just pretty cool when you really come right down to it, right? Like it just seems strange. And so I think of those moments, it's like about creating meaning in your life. And you can do that every day. And like for me, like when something unexpected happens, like it's how you perceive it, it's how you think about it. Like we could be like, oh man, this is terrible, we're broke down in Puerto Rico and like we don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean there was a little bit of that, there's some anxiety, but like it was also really fun. Like
it was.
we were like, we had to solve this problem, and we're like, well, let's just film ourselves solving this problem, and like, let's make it into a game, and that's where perception matters, and that's why like if you see something that you saw on TV, like the first time you see the pyramids or the Eiffel Tower, that's what I was saying about my wife and seeing the Eiffel Tower. It's like amazing to see her reaction to it the first time she saw the Eiffel Tower. And that's a very meaningful moment to me. She may not even know it. I don't know that I even told her that it's meaningful to me. Now she probably does if she's watching right now. Hi. But the point is like we can do that every day. And if we figure out how to do that, and we don't put pressure on it, we just sort of live those moments and recognize that the stuff that we remember is what really matters. And so,
there goes my dog.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, maybe you'll remember your dog barking, and then that will matter, right? Like you just gotta live your life fully and completely. And if you do that, like, yeah, good and bad stuff's gonna happen. Hard stuff's gonna happen. You're gonna do difficult things, but you can live a really good life, and you can live a really good day. And the way you live a good life and a good day is you live a good minute. So right now, I'm enjoying this conversation.
Me too.
And it's going to make my day amazing.
My Tom just ran into the pool and jumped into the pool. So,
I heard the splash.
The splash.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Have a happy Father's Day, everybody out there. And have no bad days.
Give up bad days. Live the best version of your life. Ooh, look at this. We got a comment on YouTube. This might be the first time we've ever got a live comment on YouTube.
Yeah, you're not kidding, Sam. I mean, I had a lot of pain in the last year. Pain typically fades, but the principle, lesson, value typically appreciates. Absolutely. Those days are best valued when seen in the rear view mirror. I couldn't agree more.
That's what we're talking about. That's my leukemia day, right? That's like, that's the day I went bankrupt. It's
very hard when you're stuck in the mire. I will speak from experience, but I will tell you, like, one thing, I recognized as a, as somebody who went through a lot of pain in the last year and a half was that I didn't have any, and by the way, I can't recommend enough, that you get a therapist or a life coach or something to help you work through these issues. Both
you just get Sam Turnipseed in your life, because whenever I have a problem, I just go see him at his office and chat with him. So,
but no, seriously, both Jeff and I have somebody in our lives that we pay professionally, not a friend. You can't burden your friends with all your problems all the time, even though I tend to. But anyway,
fine. I have thick skin, Jillian. You just keep complaining about me to me.
Okay. So, but my point being is that if you go and you work on these things, like one thing that I worked on personally was, or recognized that even as a 42, 43-year-old woman, that I had no boundaries, period. Like I didn't even know what a boundary was. And that means a lot of different things, like in terms of how you let people treat you, or not just let people treat you, but what you're willing to tolerate and put up with. And excuse me, don't walk over here, please. My little boy just got out of the pool and he's not wearing any clothes. Go that way.
Yeah, he should definitely not come on video then.
Yeah. So I can't emphasize enough that if you have somebody help you work on these things and figure it out, you'll figure out like, whatever it is that you need to do, you start doing to prevent some of those bad things from happening in the future. And for me, it was putting up some serious boundaries.
Yeah, but see, that's the trick, right? Like the boundaries are important, but the trick to life, to living the best version of your life, is to not obsess over the past, but to recognize the errors that you've made, right, and then move forward from those. And you and I, we've lived a lot of life in the last few years, both for various reasons. And because of that, we have this perspective that we can share with people. And that's why we do what we do, right? Like we recognize that, like, if we can make other people's lives a little bit better, then it's worth doing what we do.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Like learn.
You can always get better, right? Like Colonel Sanders, right? He started a chicken thing when he was 68 years old or whatever, at a time when being 68 was essentially ancient, right? And so there's always hope. It doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or if you're 100 years old. If you're still breathing, you can still live a good life. You can still live a good day. And that's what we want to help. And actually, we need your help with that too. So anyone who's watching this video, either now or later, we definitely need your help with this. So Jillian and I really want to spread positivity, light, hope, all that stuff. The things, the Last Life Ever message about living the very best version of your life. And we think that it's valuable to share it. And so we would love it if you would, if you're not already, join our Last Life Ever private Facebook group, which we probably should have had a link to already, but we'll put it in the comments when we're done here. And also, invite other people to the group. If you're already in the group, share the podcast, share this video, share whatever you think that we do that's useful. And then also feel free to jump in the group and if you have a helpful tip, just, say, hey, I just learned this cool thing and this is, might help someone. Or I just had this awesome thing happen to me, and let people celebrate your positivity because positivity breeds more positivity, and happiness breeds more happiness. And,
absolutely.
And positive actions, progress breeds more progress. If you see people achieving, it can inspire you to achieve. So we need to do that stuff, and we need to just pour that stuff out into the world because we can really help people, and that's what we want to do.
With that, everybody, happy Father's Day. And remember to what, Jeff?
Live pretty good.
Live the best version of your last life ever. I wasn't even going to let you do it again.